Joining us now to go further in depth, Florida Congressman John Mica, a member of the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. John, you chaired those hearings on Tuesday. We want to thank you for phoning us in here at America's Forum.
Well, good to be with you, and hopefully we can launch a new era at the Secret Service, one of the most important agencies we have, and protects our president and the first family, and does a whole host of other important functions for us.
Well, that is very true. Obviously, a lot in the news today, John. I want to eventually get to the outbreak or the case of Ebola discovered in Texas, but let's begin with the Secret Service. Your reaction to that announcement from Julia Pearson that she would indeed step down?
Well, I think Julia, is a little bit of a victim of an agency that's mired in bureaucracy, not unlike many other bureaucracies. Remember, we just had this VA scandal. When we got through with that, we found that the VA people were not performing, not doing their job. If you give her credit, she'd only been in office a year. She came to Congress and she asked for the tools to get the agency under control. Some of them were to upgrade the quality of the people that they were hiring, to have better management, allow flexibility in management positions, and then finally to hire and fire. And Congress has still sat on that request, and it's mired, I understand now, and maybe approval for Homeland Security. So she's the victim of actually not being able to get the job done she was put in place for.
All right, just to amplify, she suggested legislation and new criteria that have gotten clogged up due to red tape.
You got two failures. You got one human failure, and then training, trying to upgrade the personnel. And she's stuck with laws that date back to the 19th century and put in for protection, political patronage, not to protect performance and competence, but again, Democrats sat on her request, Homeland Security, that huge bureaucracy that they've been under. Then the other thing, too, is technology. Simple things. Well, let's raise the height of the fence so people can't jump over it. My God, we'll end up putting turrets in the corner, hire 1,000 more people, but not do things that make sense. And how about the window that was smashed by a bullet? Took 4 days to find out. I pointed out even people, many Americans have home security systems, ADT. I don't use that company. I held up the sign, said, have you heard of these guys? But if I have a window broken at my house, or many Americans that have security systems, instantly, not 4 days later.
Now, it's interesting what you said a couple of minutes ago, or a few seconds ago, John. You used the term political patronage. Interestingly enough, some criticism from the left concerning Julia Pearson's possible replacement. On MSNBC, Chris Matthews expressed concern that the president would just reward one of his deputies instead of picking the best person. Let's take a listen.
Well, let's get tough here. Is this the problem of a second term, that presidents get lazy, intellectually lazy, and cut off from the country, and they start picking deputies for jobs instead of looking for the best people? The lazy thing to do is somebody leaves, you promote their deputy. This is, I think, a big part of the endemic problem of second terms.
We've got about 40 seconds. John, do you agree? Is there a problem with political patronage and rewarding somebody else?
Yeah, again, the real problem is giving the tools, getting the agency cleaned up, get the ability to hire and fire, upgrade the human personnel, and then let's use some common sense, cost-effective, not milk the taxpayers technology to make sure that we have a secure White House and first family.
Fair enough. When we come back, we will talk with Congressman John Mica about some potential candidates for taking over as director of the Secret Service. We'll also talk about Ebola and other issues of national concern because, after all, this is America's Forum. And America's Forum continues here on Newsmax TV following this timeout.